Everyone, welcome to the final skill enhancement session of SH 2025. Just a quick recap of yesterday. Yesterday we primarily dealt with writing the body. Okay, we started off with how to write a body, the transition paragraph. Okay, two different kind of transitions based on philosophical topic or a technical or a subject-wise topic. Then onwards, we saw various styles of writing the body. Remember, body is the part where most of your essay marks lies. And then we saw argumentative type of body and substantiating it, writing counter arguments for the arguments that you wrote and giving its counter substantiation, maintaining coherence between argument and its substantiation, counter arguments and its substantiation. We also saw how to do the analysis. Okay, if a topic is given both for philosophical topic as well as technical topic, how to write an analytical dimension. Obviously it's based on the topic given. If it's the topic given is simple and straightforward and it's more of a technical topic, it's very easy to analyze and you can analyze in depth. If the topic is very abstract and very philosophical in nature, you still can do the analysis, but to the extent of the topic scope. Okay, sometimes it provides for a detailed analysis, sometimes for just a peripheral analysis can be done. Now, however, today we are going to continue with the body. Okay, so we'll be first learning about the plan B, right? So just in case you are unable to generate any arguments, I hope it doesn't come to this, but we have to be prepared for the worst case scenario. Always remember, the first preference would be either arguments or analysis. Wherever both are not possible, or let's say worst case scenario, nothing is happening. Okay, so in that case you use this plan B, that we call it as the horizontal dimensions. Okay, don't go back to your pestle approach. Okay, don't go back to your pestle approach. It's not very rewarding. Go for this horizontal dimensions and its substantiation using hamster cube. So we'll study about this. Right. What exactly is a horizontal dimensions and how exactly do you generate those horizontal dimensions? Now let's take a topic. We'll take a very simple topic. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, right? Now, we saw how to generate arguments for that, how to generate analysis for it. Let's say for some reason in the examination hall, it may so happen that under the pressure of the exam, because remember essay is the first paper and generally those who are writing mains for the first time will have little bit more nerves than the ones who have already written mains or well experienced in writing mains. So in that nerves, what happens is arguments do not come, counter arguments do not come, analysis do not come, because what happens is when put under pressure, we narrow down our way of thinking. We just start thinking unidimensionally. We put too much pressure. See, always brain is very counterintuitive. The more you want it to generate arguments, counter arguments, the more pressure you put, it will not come. When you give it, okay, let's just think about this topic, things will come, it will come. What happens is in the exam, you're putting too much pressure on the brain. Let's say it's not thinking any arguments or counter arguments. This will work irrespective of pressure because this is very basic, generating horizontal dimensions. And sometimes it may so happen that under pressure you took the plan B. After a couple of dimensions, brain is like little relaxed. Okay, now okay, at least 4 pages I am writing. Then it may spring you arguments, counter arguments, analysis, and then you can discard this or transform this itself into arguments, counter arguments. So this in any case should be the plan B, never your planning, because it's very easy to do. Okay, learn this also, but rely on those things. Just in the absolute worst case where nothing is happening, right, you can go for this. Alright, so let's begin. Exactly what is a horizontal dimension? I was telling the simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Now if I think of related terminologies with respect to the entirety of the topic, related terminologies, keywords with respect to entirety of the topic. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. So what can I think of? Okay, now simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, right? So can I think of somewhere contentment related to it, to the topic itself, right? Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, contentment. Then what else can you think of? If you can think of keywords related to the topic. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Online students, in the chat box itself, you let me know. I gave you one, contentment. It's a related dimension to the topic. How to, this will be the, in the B approach, this will be the blueprint. From here we will make an explanation and give an example. So we are doing the brainstorming here. We are generating a blueprint related to the topic. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Come on, give, everybody can give me a keyword. Confidence, okay. So I'll just make it little elaborate. Confidence to be simple. Good. Yeah. What else? It can be just one keyword or couple of words. It doesn't have to be exact one. Being kind, okay. Then being yourself. All are related to the topic itself. Any more?
Self-appreciation.
Self-appreciation, being yourself only. Okay, so let's say in 1 minute or 2 minutes I think of these key words with respect to the topic. Now this will not be enough. This is the blueprint. From here I have to generate a horizontal dimension. Now we'll take one at a time. So let's say we'll start with the one which I gave you, contentment. So how is contentment related to simplicity is the ultimate sophistication? How can you relate? If I have to give an explanation, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication is the topic. Right? I'll just write the topic here. So now if I have to relate contentment to the topic, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. How exactly do I relate to it? Very simple, guys. Being simple leads to a life of contentment and fulfillment. I'm making it a little broad. Being simple leads to a life of contentment and fulfillment, and that is a life without any complexities. I will not use sophistication, without any complexities. So my explanation or the argument I am generating from this is very simple. Being simple means to live a life of contentment and fulfillment, and when you live like that, or when you lead your life like that, it is life without any complexities. Simple. From blueprint, I saw the topic and I generated a explanation. And substantiation of that? Give me one example to substantiate that. Where a person lived a life. Abdul Kalam, Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, a number of examples will come from here. Right? Same here. Now confidence to be simple. Now this is you gave. So how will you link it? Anybody? Who gave this? Confidence to be simple? Yeah. Go ahead, tell me.
You don't need others' approval.
Okay.
Of how you look, how you put yourself to them. That you're simple.
Okay.
When you're confident by yourself.
Okay.
This is what I am.
Fair enough. You do not need others' approval to tell you how you will lead. You should have confidence in yourself to be simple. Example, Gauri? Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Very good. Right? Essay writing is so simple, right? Yeah. Being kind. Who gave this? Being kind? Yeah. Tell me. Relate to the topic.
Just being kind, you can lead a simple and beautiful life.
Being kind is the most simplest form of, I'm taking yours and adding my little bit. So, being simple is the most, being kind is one of the simplest forms of living. And when you live like that, you can impact the life of others. Mother Teresa, for example. Right? Baba Amte, Swami Vivekananda. Right? So, like this. And who was this? Being yourself? Oh, that was me only. Yeah? Okay, yeah. That is again similar to Gauri's dimension. So, first you generate keywords or key couple of words related to the topic. See, it may not be exactly related, but remember, you guys are the authors. So, as long as you can relate to the topic, whether it is an argument analysis or a horizontal dimension, you are the author and you have the capacity to link it to the topic. Sometimes, like this or like this, it organically gets linked. Sometimes you have to use the words to link it to the topic. So, you generate keywords in the brainstorming sheet, then you link it to the topic and you substantiate with an example. Any example. Hamster queue, the same. It doesn't have to be an example. Same hamster queue technique. That is called as a horizontal dimensions. Like this, if we can generate 10, 15, 15 you will not be able to accommodate. If you generate 10, you may use, and remember, in this, you generate as many as possible because you have to choose the 6, 7, 8 best dimensions that come to you. Because sometimes it will be very organic, and also remember, there may be dimensions which may be similar to here. If you see this one and this one are related to each other. So when you know that these two are related, you merge them or you eliminate one of them. So don't generate just 5, 6. Because out of this 6 or 7, 3 may be overlapping with each other. So when they are overlapping with each other, for example, this and this has to be merged. This is separate, but these are very related. Confidence and being yourself, very related to each other. So related dimensions have to be either merged or choose any one. So generate more like this, as many as possible. Then step 2, see the related dimensions, merge them or eliminate one of the repeated dimension or similar dimension, even similar, eliminate or merge. And then add its substantiation and write it in the body. As simple as that. Much better and more rewarding than the pestle approach, even in the worst case scenario. It's very easy, but do not write. See, Sunday I told you will have a first test, first full length test. Even in that, don't. Try to generate arguments, analysis, because impact is more. This will have a moderate impact. And generate arguments, analysis, and wherever, let's say you have one more page to go in the body or 1.5 page, there you go for this. And after this we'll also go for unique dimensions. I have kept it at the last part. Okay, after unique dimension, if this is remaining, you go for this one. But I think within a few tests, you guys will not need this. Okay, you guys will not need this. Use it only in the case of where you are trying to fill the content. And also remember, you writing your horizontal dimensions and its substantiation should be more impactful than others' arguments. Worst case, you are using this, ensure you write it in such a way that same things are much better than others' arguments and analysis. So it's all about practicing it, because the same thing, what I write, she may write more impactfully, he may write more impactfully than that, and it's all relative here. The more impactful you write, see, there is, UPSC never says you write arguments or analysis or horizontal dimensions, just descriptive. Horizontal dimensions is nothing but a descriptive type of essay writing. I am describing the topic in various dimensions. UPSC has never given that. UPSC has just given its parameters. Stick to the parameters while writing impactfully. So what I am trying to say here is, even if you are writing the plan B, your plan B must be implemented and executed more effectively than somebody's plan A. If you can do that, hopefully you will get very good marks, right? So we will do a couple of exercises of horizontal dimensions here. So the exercises is very simple. First, as many dimensions as possible, merge related dimensions and choose one dimension and write its explanation and example, substantiation. So, B approach. First, as many dimensions as possible with horizontal dimensions with respect to the topic, right? So first take down the write up, okay, and then we can. Descriptive type of essay writing, subheading. Descriptive type of essay writing. First point. In this, the given topic is elaborated in a various dimensions. Which are related to the topic, and in its scope. Next subheading, generating horizontal dimensions. Subheading, generating horizontal dimensions. First point, it must be used as a plan B. Underline plan B. It must be used as a plan B. Next point, even in this, avoid pestle approach at all costs. Even in this, avoid pestle approach at all costs. Next point, brainstorm as many related keywords or sentences. Brainstorm as many related keywords or sentences with respect to the topic. Next point, merge similar keywords or eliminate one of them. Merge related keywords or eliminate one of them. Next point, link the keywords to the topic. Link the keywords to the topic to generate explanation. And substantiate using hamster Q. Next point, ensure that it is effectively linked with the topic. Beyond any reasonable doubt. For the examiner. Next point, write as impactfully and as effectively as possible. Write as impactfully and as effectively as possible. Last point, keep your mind open for any dimension, any horizontal dimension. Keep your mind open for any horizontal dimension leading to a good argument. Any horizontal dimension leading to a good argument or even analysis. Because sometimes you start with the plan B, it may end up becoming better than plan A itself. So, right, so keep your mind open, leading to a good argument or analysis. All right, let's do a exercise. All right, so we will take one PYQs. Okay, this year's PYQ. So first, go through the parameters. Generate as many horizontal dimensions as possible, keywords or key sentences. Merge related ones.
It's not for technical topics.
Same thing. Technical topics you will not need this because you would have by-hearted most of the things. Right. So generally you can use this for technical topics also, but since you would have by-hearted most of the things, you will not need much. That's why I did not give any specifics for technical topic. Because what happens in a technical topic? Now, artificial intelligence, the related keyword is machine learning. If you make too much about machine learning, you are going outside the scope of the topic. So it will not generally work for technical topics. But technical topics, one thing is you have by-hearted most of the content. Content is ready. So here, generate as many keywords as possible, then link, merge the related ones or eliminate one of them. After that, pick any one. For today's exercise, just pick any one dimension which you feel is very good and explain it and substantiate it. So for this exercise. So take down the question, class exercise. Nearly all men can stand adversity. Nearly all men can stand adversity, comma. But if you want to test a man's character, comma, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. If you want to test a man's character, give him power. I think 8 minutes should be sufficient. 2 minutes to generate dimensions and 5 minutes to write. Okay, so time starts now. Last 3 minutes. Come on, hurry up. Last 2 minutes. Come on, hurry up, hurry up. If anybody gets done early, give me. I'll read it out while your friends complete. Online students, you know to send it on my Telegram ID. Anybody who's done? Last 30 seconds. Online students, start sending me on my Telegram ID. Okay, I'll start reading. Human beings, time up. Human beings have always worked in society as said by Aristotle, and they behave according to circumstances. But to know the true nature of humans, they must be bestowed with supernatural ability to check whether he acts right or wrong morally. As given in Rawls' theory of justice, the veil of ignorance is a concept to check one's true humanness. It's a good dimension where we're talking about we cannot actually judge people whether they are right or wrong morally, and he has used Rawls' theory of justice and its veil of ignorance as a concept to test true humanness. Could have been written a little bit more impactfully, but fair enough. So often we base ourselves that I may or may not do a particular task, but during adversarial situation one unleash his or her true potential, overcoming all adversities. For instance, during a normal day work, people do a task very casually, but at the same time if a deadline is approaching, they tend to be more productive and efficient enough. Now if you see that this student is only talking about the adversity part. He is not talking about to test a man's true character, give him power. So that means it's a very narrow dimension and which will not deal with the essence of the topic. I have told you it should be interlinked with the entirety of the topic, not just one keyword. So one thing that you have to, this thing is one keyword, do not play that. Entirety of the topic. Your keyword should be expressed in the entirety of the topic. Yeah, here. Who is giving? Pass. Gandhi chose Ambedkar to frame constitution even though there were a lot of educated people because Ambedkar's historic background and his wisdom. Though he comes from poor background, his willingness towards learning is astonishing. Gandhi felt a person who had gone through all social criticism can form a better constitution for underprivileged people. Thus Ambedkar found a constitution to abolish all social evils in the society. In this way, it shows when power is given to a strong man, he can build a strong nation. Very well written. Okay, good explanation and good substantiation. Very well written. Entirety of the topic is covered. Yeah, couple more. As Machiavelli said, the politics is all about struggle for power and to rule. But not every man who has struggles for power is free from ethics. They balance the morality as well as national or party interest. That balancing shows the true nature of man, and this is evident from the rule of Lal Bahadur Shastri. Now, example, couple more lines of explanation. Now, to make it more impactful, okay? So, couple more lines. When someone becomes a minister or a political head, it will be very difficult for them to give away their minister position. But there was a railway minister in India when a rail accident took place and many died. He considered himself that he is not fit for that position and resigned. From the position of railways ministers, it is none other than Lal Bahadur Shastri, one of the greatest politicians who gave the slogan Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. You don't have to give his slogan, just end it at Lal Bahadur Shastri. Again, very well connects to the entirety of the topic. This is very simple. Take a keyword, ensure that you do not match it with one more keyword of the topic, entirety of the topic. Your keyword should be explained in the entirety of the scope of the topic. Alright, very simple. Let us now start with where you sort of stand out from your competition, where I will now sort of prod your brain to generate unique dimensions and additional dimensions. Both are almost simple. Any additional dimension apart from the standard binary methods or standard derivate from the core argument is an additional dimension, unique dimension. The rules remain simple. Any unique dimension should be within the scope of the topic, should be related to the topic. Just in the quest of an unique dimension, do not cross the boundaries of the topic, because that is the first rule that UPSC mentions here, right? Candidates must closely align with the subject of the essay topic. Closely means we have the scope for additional dimensions as well as unique dimensions, as long as the basic premise can be linked to the given topic. Many people, what I have seen is, in the quest to write uniquely, they cross the boundaries of the topic. Room for innovation is given, but it should be closely linked with the subject of the topic given. And since you people are the authors, as long as you can link it to the topic given, you are fine. The moment you cannot link it, it will seem like, okay, what is this unrelated concept? So the thing here is, it's not in the innovation part, it's about you do the innovation but forget to link it with the topic, and that becomes a pitfall. Honestly speaking, there is no particular trick. So far I have given you some templates and tricks, but there is no particular trick to generate a unique dimension and additional dimensions, apart from the fact that you prod your brain, you train your brain, and you develop that perspective and practice it. It only comes with practice. There is no like a trick that you can generate, like how we did for horizontal dimensions, or the binary method for arguments, or why, what, how, when for analysis. Here you have to train your brain. That's why it becomes a little difficult. Think of various perspectives which others may not think of. And then same thing, that perspective, link it to the existing topic, and hamster queue is always there. Now always remember, first you write the supporting arguments, then you write the counter arguments, then comes the additional and the unique dimensions. There will always be a temptation, okay, I have unique dimension, let me start off the body. No. Remember, house construction, foundation, and the planning part is your brainstorming. Ground floor is the supporting argument. First floor is the counter argument, because counter argument is a derivative of the supporting argument, and then additional arguments and unique arguments will be second floor, third floor. You build a skyscraper only, doesn't matter, but follow the structure. Foundation, ground floor, because if ground floor is not there, if you directly start second floor, first floor, it will collapse, and practically it is not possible. And if foundation is not there, entire building is very shallow and it will collapse. So keep this in mind, okay, when you are structuring the essay. Just because it is a little bit innovative, just because it is unique, there will be a temptation, I'll start off with this. No. Why we follow the structure of essay? You may be thinking that, okay, I'll impress the examiner at the start. No, that's what the hook is for. Impress him by your hook. Start off with this. And also, what happens when you keep it at the second half of the essay is, now examiner, after reading half of the essay, is little saturated. And that's when you need that punch, right? Always remember, in a suspense thriller, right, the climax only will reveal what the suspense is. If you reveal in the opening, nobody will watch the movie. Okay, so keep the unique things at the very end, and do not mention that in your core argument. Core argument, keep it simple and effective. Unique things at the end of the essay, second half, additional dimensions, unique dimensions at the second half, right? So always again has to be linked, okay, and ensure that unique argument, unique dimension should also follow with the unique examples, whether normal or examples also, unique examples also. Try to make it as unique as possible, the substantiation part throughout the essay. Let there be a healthy mix, because making each substantiation unique will not be possible given the paucity of time you have, 90 minutes, but at least a few thought-provoking examples. Wow, okay, I have never heard of that. Okay, go to the value added sheet, I have given you this thing, but the thing is you have to do your own research. Keep on value adding things. See, many people ask me, sir, like, how do you develop this value added material, like where do you get? It's no rocket science, guys. I read books, that's all. Apart from your Lakshmikant and G.C. Leong's, I read additional books. And generally when I read a non-fiction book, sometimes fiction also gives, because hamster queue, anything can be there. But generally when I read non-fiction books, each book gives me at least some 8 to 10 unique things, okay, that I was not aware of. Like I have taught ancient and medieval India for now 8.5 years now. Okay, I was reading this book as part of the open initiative I have started, Words and Wisdom. I was reading that book, The Golden Road, and after I thought I will be done by it, but now because of classes I am just done half with it. Now I have realized, do I even know ancient India? There are so many things, okay, so many things that I did not know. Yeah, peripherally I knew, but there are so many things, so many details I did not know. I know you guys do not have time to read books, but if you can read at least 10 pages per day, 15 pages per day, it's not, don't read it for the sake of essay. That's like an added advantage. But book reading will give you a lot of perspectives, style of writing, how the author is framing paragraphs. When you read 4 or 5 authors, your brain subconsciously starts imitating it. I had uploaded a video, imitate then innovate approach, for those who struggle with just writing. You guys are good enough with writing, so all of you. But those who absolutely struggle with even framing a sentence, imitating is the best way. So when you start, your brain automatically subconsciously pick up some good words, good sentences, how to frame sentences, how to write crisply, how to express yourself. That is a good benefit. You get more confidence by reading, and most importantly, it's a nice stress buster. Generally, I read before going to the bed. So when you read that, okay, you can leave out all the worries, all the stress. Okay, you are now thinking about something that you have read. Okay, and also it will give you some unique examples. Each book will have their own sets of, and there is no bad book per se. Every book has something to teach you, make you learn. Alright, this is one way. Okay, so use my value added material and then start reading. Okay, if you do not have time, I understand, but it's a habit you can cultivate. Those who just gave your mains, you people, you can start. Yeah, any book, it doesn't matter which I am reading or this thing. Any good book, And when you read fiction, okay, I'm a huge fan of fiction as well. When you read fiction, rather than examples, sometimes you may get unique examples also. Rather than example, you get nice quotes, right? That is not very much possible in the non-fiction books, but you get amazing quotes. Some of the essay topics I directly lift from fiction books and I give it to you. So both books have their advantages. Fiction enhances your imagination. So as I told, there is no bar that you have to read non-fiction only, fiction only. Have a healthy combination of both. Every book has their own set of advantages, and there is no disadvantage per se of reading. So do whatever you feel like, and don't directly read for the sake of examples. Examples is an added benefit. It's the overall personality that you develop. And one thing I say openly, one of the reasons why I can write that well is because I have read a lot. I have read a lot since childhood. So that has translated in me writing. As simple as that. Without reading, you will not develop ideas. So as they say, right, we are all some of our teachers. So many books you read, you get good ideas, etc. and you start this thing. Okay, I understand you people have time constraints. If possible, there is no hard and strict rule. 10 pages, 15 pages. Sometimes if you have time, 30 pages. Sometimes you don't have time, you don't read for a day or two. So that is one good way to further value add to your example, because whoever has access to my value added material has those examples kind of a thing. Okay, and those of you want to further go one step, you can definitely go. You guys went to the value added material which I shared yesterday. This you didn't? Okay. This year's I'll mail it to you people. It's in my mail. I'll just mail it to you in a few days. All right. So coming to the unique dimension. So very simple. You have to prod your brain to think here. Okay. Try to be as unique as possible. So directly when you start brainstorming, one mistake that you do is, okay, I have to think a unique dimension. Do not start your brainstorming by putting pressure or even attempting to think of a unique dimension, because what happens is, when you try at the outset, you will not be able to judge whether this is a unique dimension or an ordinary dimension. First step at brainstorming, cover all the ordinary dimensions. And then ask your brain, yeah, now what else can you give me? Now I want something unique. Yeah, ordinary things is covered. Now I want something that stands out from rest of the competition. Directly if you go for unique, you need to have some comparative thing to say whether it is unique or no. So first ordinary dimension, arguments, binary method, whatever, horizontal dimensions, anything. After that, something unique. Alright? So when you do that, it will give you a proper organized brainstorming itself. And it will also reduce the pressure on your mind. Like, okay, yeah, initially only unique means no. Like how you write an essay, brainstorm like that only. What will I write for introduction? Yeah, keep it organic. You can shuffle around. Uniqueness, if you feel that this can be a better argument, get it here and then think something more unique than that or similarly unique than that. Keep it organic, but do your brainstorming also in a structured way. Introduction, then all the dimensions of the body, then unique dimensions, and then conclusion, and then the draft core argument. And then you can shuffle it around. Shuffling is there. And then when you're writing the essay, if something more unique comes or something new ideas comes, brainstorming sheet you refer and see if you can incorporate it somewhere in the essay. If you can, well and good. If not, it came and it will go away. That's as simple as that. So first, do organized brainstorming, compare it, try to be as unique as possible, and there is no single trick here. Okay, there is no technique to do that. It just you have to train your brain to think, right? So if you can do that, you will gradually develop. So take down subheading, generating unique dimensions. And remember, dimension can be an argument, can be an analysis, can be a horizontal dimension, unique dimension. Okay, generating unique or additional dimensions. Generating unique or additional dimensions. First point. This will help your essay. This will help your essay stand out. This will help your essay stand out. Next point. There is no particular technique or a template. There is no particular technique or a template to generate them. Technique or template to generate them apart from training your brain to do so. Next point. This comes with regular practice. This comes with regular practice. Next point. While brainstorming, directly do not attempt to generate unique dimensions. Directly do not attempt to generate unique dimensions, and follow a structured manner, by generating normal dimensions first, and unique dimensions later. Normal dimensions first, unique dimensions later. Next point. Do not start your body by writing a additional dimension. This is for additional dimension, which is not directly related to the topic. Do not start the body directly by writing an additional dimension. These things should come in the second half of the essay. I am not using the word unique here because your argument, which can be a normal dimension, can be a unique one. Okay, that can be unique one. So additional dimension, that is something additional. Okay, by using an additional dimension, and these things will come in the second half of the, essay. Next point. Any dimension has to be linked with the topic properly. Any dimension has to be linked with the topic properly for the examiner to understand, beyond any reasonable doubt. For the examiner to understand beyond any reasonable doubt. Next point. Try to follow up a unique dimension. With a unique substantiation. Alright, so I'll just give you some examples, then I'll ask you to generate as a part of exercises that we'll do. Now, for example, if we take the topic, happiness is not a destination, happiness is the path, right? There is no path to happiness, happiness is the path. Now if we can think of any unique dimensions, we can say the path to happiness as well as its destinations lies in making others happy. This is a sort of an additional as well as a unique dimension, where I am saying both path as well as destination is not your happiness, but to making somebody else happy, right? And if you can take this simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, okay? We can say being simple gives us clarity, and this clarity leads us to innovation. So what I am telling is, being simple gives us clarity, and this clarity will lead to innovation. You can give any example where all the major innovations are as simple as possible, right? From Chandrayaan 2 to E is equal to mc square to force is equal to mass into acceleration to Newton's law. So being simple or keeping it simple, rather than being simple, keeping something simple will give us clarity. Like everything is very simple, very clear, and that will lead to a sort of innovation, right? We'll take couple more topics and generate unique dimensions. All right. Okay, so we'll generate of unique dimensions for all the 4 of this. We'll start with the first one. Okay, 5 minutes we are going to do. Okay, or we'll do it for 2. Okay, 2 is sufficient. Okay, we'll go with the first one and the second one. Okay, 5 minutes each. Unique dimension and its substantiation. Write it and substantiate. So first we'll go with, when you realize nothing is lacking, the whole world belongs to you. We'll start with that one, and then we'll go with the second one, the difference between stumbling blocks and stepping stones. Okay, time starts now. 5 minutes. A unique thing you can think of, and then substantiate it. Last 2 minutes. Come on, hurry up. All right, if anybody has finished, give me. Come on, hurry up. Time is almost up. When you realize nothing is lacking, the whole world belongs to you. We are doing that topic. In a world filled with eagerness to outside praises and compliments, a person needs to be self-fulfilled and self-complimented first. It can be an example of an artist having loads of experience. The best possible product of his or her work is felt to them and then later to the world. If the artist feels that they have given everything and it is superior artwork till now produced, no matter what the external comments, he or she has won in their own world. Decent enough, nothing like very unique about it. And example is not very specific. I do autocorrect. All of your grammatical mistakes I correct on my own. When one have all comforts for oneself, it is not the end in itself. He or she should think of lackings of others to vulnerable sections. That gives him the feeling of belongingness to the whole world. For instance, Ratan Tata, majority of his profits donated to the charity for the upliftment of those who are lacking basic facilities to make them belong to the world. Very nicely done, but you copied my idea, man. Happiness of the others, I told. you got the happiness of the... but appreciate. Okay. Imitate, then innovate. Right. When a positive mindset, then a person is always motivated so that he can fulfill his dream at any cost. Any cost or adversary. Abraham Lincoln lost in election, but one day he became the President of America and fulfilled his dream. Ordinary only, nothing like very unique about it. Pass now. Yeah, I'll read, no problem. When humans think that there are no limitations on anyone to achieve in life, then the humans can achieve even the impossible that are beyond practical imagination. For example, the achievement of Sheetal Devi, para-Olympic archer, archer's story is a testament that when you forget about your limitations in life, there is nothing in the world that can stop you from achieving your goal in life. Good, very nicely done. One more. Yeah. No, give it. I'll read.
No, sir.
It's okay, I'll read.
No, I'll read.
Okay, go ahead, read.
When a person feels that whole world belongs to him, he puts his best efforts to make sure that nothing is less to his people or all good things will be there. For example, Ashoka considered his citizens as his children and he tried his best to promote peace, trust, brotherhood, family values to whole kingdom through his Dhamma and Dhamma Mahatmas, as he felt the brotherhood with the whole world with help of Buddhism.
Very nicely written. Ashoka's example and everything, very unique. But I can decipher the even most bad of the handwriting, so you don't have...
Scratched it.
It's okay, no problem. Okay. So I'll read couple from online students and we'll do the next exercise. When you have confidence in yourself that nothing is lacking, that is self-belief in inner conscious, and have belief in your will, you can achieve any great heights by being great in any field, sports, academics, and even spirituality. You gradually feel that the whole world is within you, listening to your notion, and thus conquered for the and thus conquering the benefits for the society. For example, in Afghanistan, when women were subjected to lower gender under Taliban rule, in this a girl with undetermined will refused to cooperate with the identity of a girl as being physically and mentally inferior to man. She refused to accept this. She got educated and thus make her own wings and then fly in a world, even in UN, and thus conquer the world. You should mention the name of the girl, and I think first the argument is very unique. Example is not very well expressed. Okay, example is not very well expressed. I think she's talking about Malala, but Malala is a Pakistani, not there is a, I don't know why people think she is a Afghan. Okay, she's a Pakistani, not a Afghan. But yeah, Taliban attacked her, but yeah. One last I will do and we'll go to the next one. The virtue of being open-mindedness makes the path to the series, makes the path by having a series of avenues. By having the free mind, one can learn anything on the path of life. For instance, Jamshedji Tata, the founder of steel industry, known to everybody, he was the epitome of open-minded personality to grab the world of opportunities in business. Above average, not like way too amazing. Okay, so you both, it was really good. Okay, this thing, it comes with practice, it's not that easy. Let's do for the next one. Okay, so start with the next one. The difference between stumbling blocks and stepping stones is how you use them. Okay, and then we'll go with the conclusion after this and conclude our sessions. Time starts now. Try to be as unique as possible. I know it's not that easy, but try. You'll get there. Last 3 minutes. Come on, hurry up, hurry up. Last 1 minute. Come on, hurry up. If anybody has finished, pass their books. Online students, start sending. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, so let's start reading. Others keep sharing. Rocks, blocks, hurdles are common to human life. The patience and acceptance is the weapon to handle the blocks, as we see the evolution of nature, which dealt with patience to every calamity and used opportunities to sustain till now. While the path starts for a target or for a change, it always encounters many hurdles and steps. The path engraved with many opportunities, well-wishers supporting changing situations always makes a journey more complex and beautiful. As we can learn from the evolution of Earth, which was not stagnant and continuity for change, may that is Earth is most beautiful and a living planet. The second half not very impactful. First half is good, above average. This thing. Yeah. Who else?
2 dimensions have
That's okay. Let me read. It depends upon the person's choice and awareness to choose their thoughts in a situation. His mindset determines his destiny in an adverse situation. For example, Baba Ambedkar chose to struggle and challenge to become a superhuman of India during times of bad social structures. Decent enough, but nothing very unique. No, I'll read others who have not read last time. Okay. In LGBTQI community, people's life is at the epitome of sadness with no opportunities. They live their life in a very vulnerable situation. In spite of all these difficulties, Jogati Manjamma became the winner of Padma Bhushan in folk songs, and she is running a school and training transgenders to learn songs and arts, etc. In any situation, an optimistic person search of opportunities in all difficult situations, but a pessimistic person search for difficulties in all opportunities. It depends on our perspective, how we see the world. Again, above average, nothing very unique. Somebody give me unique. Let's see online students if they have given anything unique. I got a unique one. It's very common tendency of people to follow the customs, rules, religions without questioning about them, even if it is an obstacle to the path of a line. The person who questions here will stand out from the group, and individual has to face it personally and no one will be there to support them. For instance, Rosa Parks, who refused to give up her bus seat to a white man and stood up against racial inequality. This example shows one can use a stumbling block as a stepping stone in their life. Very nicely done. Like, the student here talks about questioning, okay, not just accepting, questioning. Very nice. You have written uniquely?
Actually, I have
Three, okay, I'll read one. Okay. In a temple, the in a temple, the idol has more value than the stones that leads to it. The idol is out of a block which had stumbled down or out of a mountain. Hence, depending upon the viewer, the rock or the situation gets its value. Example, substantiation. It's a good argument, unique argument, but substantiation has to be added. Fine, good job. Yeah, for those of you who could not generate, trust me, it takes practice. Okay, with adequate practice, you will get there. So, as they say, right, practice makes a person perfect. So, the more you practice, the better you get at that. It's no rocket science. Let me just recap the entire body what we studied in the past couple of days. So, you start off the body with a transition paragraph. Body can be written in an argumentative way or an analytical way or a properly descriptive way. Sometimes the arguments or analysis can be a derivate of the core argument itself, and then we learn to substantiate using hamster cube. Hamster cube stands for historical event, analogy, mythology, statistics, theory or thinker, example, research or report, and quotes. And body should be written in the, like, generally when we start from end to end, B approach. B is the blueprint in the brainstorming, E is the explanation, E is the example. And where if you write an argument, do write a counter argument wherever possible, and that also has to be substantiation. Today we saw with respect to how to write additional dimensions and unique dimensions, and after that you have to write a transition paragraph. Again, we saw the transition paragraph from introduction to body that sets the context or defines the keywords for a technical topic, for a philosophical topics, meaning of your interpretation of core words or giving context to the core words. Now here the transition paragraph also has to be written from the body to the conclusion. That we will consider it as a part of the conclusion, right? So 10 to 15% of your essay should be the introduction, 10 to 15% of the essay should be the conclusion. Remaining else, everything else comes to the body part. So, sorry, body part, yes. So, let's go for the conclusion now. Now, remember, simply put, conclusion is also very important. Why? Because, yeah, a lot of things, the structure of the essay, etc., etc. But most importantly, conclusion is the last thing the examiner reads before allotting you the marks. So, if you write a very, very impactful conclusion, conclusion, the chances are you may get 2 to 3 marks more than what you would have usually got. And you wrote an amazing body, but you wrote a very, very narrow, very non-impactful conclusion. You may end up getting 2 to 3 marks less or even 5 marks less than what you would have actually got. So, at the worst case, your conclusion should be above average. But try to write a very impactful conclusion. And as I have told you, whenever the introduction gets over elaborated or body gets over elaborated, the thing that suffers the most here is the conclusion. You either skip writing a conclusion or you write one paragraph of conclusion, whatever you can think of, because either due to the paucity of time or you do not have the space itself. So, sometimes what happens is you may also get carried away while writing a essay, like, oh, argument is coming, unique, and then you see that you are out of page. If you are a type of a person who can sort of get carried away, while before you start writing, just go through the pages, and when you know that there are just 2 pages remaining, keep a small dot inside the margin, small dot. Let that serve as a landmark or a milestone, like, okay, from here onwards, just 2 pages remain. Now you have to start transitioning towards the conclusion. Because some people have done, sir, in the flow I did not realize I was writing in full josh and suddenly I saw that pages are over. There is nobody else to blame there. Okay, nobody else to blame there. When I was writing my 18 mains, right, so there was a person who was writing the first mains, right, and he had asked for additional sheets. Okay, in the most serious exam, entire classroom started laughing. Everybody looked at him and he's like, ma'am, my sheets are raw, I need an additional sheets. Then afterwards I asked him, like he was just 3 benches away from me. I was like, you know, like he did not write any mock tests, anything. Okay, he did not expect his prelims to be also be like, you know, clearing. It just cleared. Okay, and he just happened to, you know, write. He did not know like how many pages will be there. He had not written a single essay before, and that was like the there some funny things happens when you write mains exam. Prelims nothing happens, okay, apart from the suffering in the examination hall, but a lot of funny things happen during mains exam. This is the one of the most funniest thing that happened. So to avoid all that, or some people get carried away. Getting carried away is the most common mistake happens, like, you know, and just keep a small dot. Do not, like, you know, put a star mark, or that is not permitted. Okay, you may be penalized for, you know, that. Just put a small dot. Okay, same color of the pen. Okay, don't red ink and all. Don't complicate. In case you are, if you are a person with pretty much of self-awareness, you know that you can count the pages, right? So this thing, or just fold the corner of the page. That will also do. But dot is more effective because UPSC booklet many may come pre-folded only, right? So happens. So dot or something, so that you know that from here, or half a page after that, you have to start the conclusion, right? So 2 pages means you will have that buffer, half a page for body to give a proper shape to the body and start transitioning. So conclusion is very important. For whatsoever reason, it should not go below 1 page. Definitely not 1 para. Maximum of 1.5 page. Minimum of 1 page. Conclusion. 10 to 15%. Remember this ratio. 15:70:15. Maximum. These are 15:70:15. 15% of your essay should be the introduction. Maximum. 15% should be the conclusion. Rest everything can be body. Body can go up to 80% also, because if you just write 10% of introduction, body can be for 80%. Okay, so but ideally 1.5 page, 3 paragraphs, 3 to 4 3 paragraphs of introduction, 3 to 4 paragraphs of conclusion. Remaining, how many paragraphs you want, this thing. Okay, short to keep the entire paragraphs, as I told you, 5 to 7 lines on an average. 7 to 8 lines also you can keep. Occasionally you can cross over and write 10 to 11 lines, occasionally, like once in entire essay, and occasionally you can write short paragraphs of 2 to 3 lines, occasionally. On an average, maintain proper paragraph length. So now, how do you structure your conclusion? For that, I will teach you something known as the Stills approach. Okay, Stills approach. So STILS, Stills approach we are going to start off with, and this will help you structure your conclusion in a very, very effective manner and write awesome and amazing conclusions. So S stands for summarizing. Now technically this S belongs to the body itself, okay, and this is the transition paragraph, but I have included in the conclusion because I want the acronym to match. Okay, so that's why I have included. So doesn't matter as long as you write it. So this will be the transition paragraph from body to the conclusion. So what do you have to summarize? The major themes of the body. First take down this full form, then we will start noting down one by one. So first listen to it, then I'll dictate. Okay. So now summary. Summary is very simple. You have to summarize the major themes of the body. A summary of the body. Now what is its purpose apart from giving a proper transition from body to conclusion? If you remember, the transition paragraph from introduction to body, we use something related to introduction, like keywords definition. It's like a elaborated, elongated introduction. Something related. Now, here we are using something related to body. It gives a proper structure, proper transition. But apart from that, the summary will also help in one more thing. Now, let's say the first dimension of the body that you wrote. By the time he comes to the last dimension, he has forgotten what you wrote. You're like, sir, I have written this also. You're giving him a recap before I can blow you my mind with my conclusion. Now, first recap. And then we'll go to this thing. So, this will also serve as a rejogging of the memory. And here, no need of this dimension, this example, no examples. Only the broad themes of what you took in the body. Maximum of 4 to 5 lines. Maximum that I am talking. Summary should be very brief, because remember, you are not giving any new information here. And when you are not giving any new information, don't waste your words. 3 to 4 lines, very short and a very brief summary. And give in summary, to sum up. Use that transition word, to sum up. So you are like properly. Wait, I'll dictate, don't worry. Listen now. Okay. So
for every dimension we need to give conclusion.
No, not for every dimension. This is entire body is over. You are using the summary as a transition paragraph. Overall, one conclusion for that essay, not for every dimension. Otherwise, your essay will never end. Okay. So you are just summarizing what exactly, like recap. To sum up, we saw, right, when you realize, if you are talking about that topic, we saw the importance of contentment, we saw importance of building self-confidence, believing in ourselves, and how this will lead a very positive changes in our life. Well, let's say 5 dimensions of, not, you don't have to go for all the dimensions. What you feel that you have written very amazingly, right, put that light. So, oh yeah, this dimension also this person had written. So, rejog memory and gives a proper structure. Alright, so take down S. Summary of body. Yes, summary of body. First point. Keep it very brief, maximum of 4 lines. Keep it very brief, maximum of 4 lines. Next point. Incorporate the most important ideas of the body in the summary. Incorporate the most important ideas of the body. Next point. Begin the para with to sum up, or in summary, or in summation, or any related keywords. Or any related keywords. Next point. Avoid over elaboration at any cost. Avoid over elaboration at any cost, as you are not conveying any new information. As you are not conveying any new information. Next point. This will serve as a transition paragraph. This will serve as a transition paragraph from the body to the conclusion. Paragraph from the body to the conclusion. as well as rejog the memory of the examiner, with respect to the body written. With respect to the body written. Okay. This is about the summary. Let's not do any exercises per se because it's very basic. Next is the thesis restatement. Remember, your core argument will be there. Again, you have to restate it. Restate it how? Not like copy paste exact thing. Here, you have to restate it in different words. Now, you can follow two approaches here per se. Let's say your core argument is too big. You can split half and half. First half, use it as a part of introduction. Second half, use it in the part of thesis restatement. Either that, or if it's compact, if it's briefly written, restate it in different words. Paraphrase it into different words. Maximum of one sentence. One sentence, that's all. Okay, maximum of one sentence. Because again, nothing new. Same thing. And merge it with the summary only. So overall, it will not cross 5 to 6 lines. If your core argument is too big, split it into, rather than half and half, 3/4 in the introduction, 1/4 here, one sentence, maximum of 2 sentences here. Or there itself it is compact, concise. Here restate in different words, paraphrase it, do not copy paste it, and merge it with the summary paragraph. Okay, so take it down. T, thesis restatement. Number 1. Restate the thesis by paraphrasing it. Restate the thesis by paraphrasing it, and do it without, by paraphrasing it, and do it without copy pasting the original one. Do it without copy pasting the original one. Next point. If your original thesis is too long, if the original thesis is too long, you can split it. You can split it and use one part of it during restatement. Next point. This has to be merged with the summary paragraph. This has to be merged with the summary paragraph, and in a maximum of one sentence. And in a maximum of one sentence. Okay, so together summary and thesis restatement will form a single paragraph. Okay, so this is just the basics. Now nothing impactful yet because you have just conveyed what you have already conveyed in the essay. Now let's go of how to do the conclusion. The insights for future, first pay attention and then you can take it down. Now every topic, whether it is a technical topic, whether it is a philosophical topic, will always have certain inputs or insights you can give for the future, for the present. Some insights, some words you can give. Technical topic means definitely there will always be insights. Can capitalism bring inclusive growth, or artificial intelligence, job losses or job growth? And there is a high tendency that you may make it a way forward. Even for simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. You may try to make it way forward. We have to be simple. We have to do sustainable development. Niti Ayog's report is showing world is going to chaos. We have to do sustainable. Right. No, don't make it like a way forward. First thing I want to tell you, for insights for future, the common tendency is for you to write it like a GS way forward. So do not make it like a way forward at the outset. Can you use most pressing issues? Yes, you can use most pressing issues like global warming, wars across, or growing communalism or anything. You can give insights of future for any issue. For philosophical topic, because it is very broad. If it is a technical topic, related to that. So how do you do that without making it seem like a GS way forward? Is first you make it holistic. Do not make it one single issue. Just do not make it global warming or climate change. Make it a combination of issues. Next is, apart from just mentioning the issues, you have to mention a call for action. There are certain phrases I have shared in the channel for call for action. Use 2-3 phrases, different phrases, that will automatically generate a call for action. Galvanizing positive shifts. Harnessing the true potential. Optimizing the growth. It can be for anything. Okay, so this will help you. Okay, call for action is just the phrases that make it, and then whatever issues you have to add. Okay, I have shared it in the channel. Some 2022 I have shared. Ensure that you use at least some, you had at least some 10 to 12, so that you can use, because there are 2 essays to be written. So do not repeat anything. Otherwise they will figure out, okay, these 3 things that person has behatted, he or she is using the same thing. Some here, some there, okay, and this thing. Next is, you should make it humane and welfare centric for all. See, remember in ethics we studies ethos, pathos and logos for persuasion, right? Logic, emotion, and then the credibility. So credibility you have already built by writing the entire essay. You are at the last part. Now logic is making the call for action. Here you are making it humane. Next I will tell you further how to make it, but make it humane and welfare centric for all. All and holistic means do not narrow it down to 1 or 2 dimensions. Keep it open-ended or as many dimensions as possible without overloading. You shouldn't be like to everything, every issue from GS1 to GS4 you have written, including disaster management and corruption. No. Some issues, moderate, okay, middle path. Diverse issues, and you have to emphasize the broader significance of the topic. That means you have to link everything. 1, 2 and 3 should be linked to the topic. Just by mentioning those keywords or the key phrases, no. The 4th is very important. You have to link to the broader significance of the topic. Right. Now for example, stumbling blocks and stepping stones, right? We have a lot of opportunities, we have a lot of obstacles as well, and our mindset helps us choose which is what. In the present day, we have the challenges such as climate change, we have wars in various continents across the world, and we have rising poverty, rising unemployment rates, and many other issues. So I am just keeping it 3, 4, and then I am telling many other issues. There are definitely obstacles, but there are opportunities associated with it. So we have to harness those opportunities, come together as a global family and work together so that these stumbling blocks become stepping stones for the future generations. As simple as that. Some phrases, some issues, and it does not look like GS way forward. As simple as that. It can be same issues or some issues you might have already brought in the body. Those issues only you can bring in, or new issues. It doesn't make sense. But what I did was I kept it holistic. I called for action. I made it for all, not just for India. Remember, make it for all. unless specified, unless they mention India, do not narrow it down. Make it for all. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, without writing that, okay, because it's a very cliched conclusion. And then I emphasize within the broader significance of the topic. And one simple way of doing that is very simple. Use the keywords given in the topic. Stumbling blocks, stepping stones, automatically it gets connected, and do not make it a way forward. Clear? So take down insights for future. Insights for future. First point. Keep this will be one paragraph, one separate paragraph. Keep this paragraph as holistic as possible. Keep this paragraph as holistic as possible. But avoid overload of information. Just because I told holistic doesn't mean that you bring everything here, but avoid overload of information. This will be applicable to everywhere in the essay. No overload of information. Just because you can write 1200 words, no overload of information. Simple and effective will do. Okay. Next point. Call for action. Call for action to address the above mentioned issues. Above mentioned issues. Take down in bracket. You can use phrases provided. That's optional. Okay. You can use phrases provided, but use different phrases for both essays. But use different phrases for both essays. Next point. Make it humane and welfare centric for all. This is same. Nothing to add here. Next 3 points are same. Just copy it. Make it humane and welfare centric for all. Emphasize the broader significance of the topic. Emphasize the broader significance of the topic. And just continue by using keywords. So one simple way of doing is by using keywords. Emphasize the broader significance of the topic by using keywords, obviously from the topic itself. Last one. Do not make it like GS way forward at any cost. Do not make it like GS way forward. At any cost. Next, L and S, lasting impression and sense of completion. This will be the last paragraph that you write. So how to do that, what to do that, we'll see now. Lasting impression and sense of completion. The first technique of doing that is what I call it as sandwich method. You all have written a sandwich, right? So how is the sandwich made? You take a bread, you put whatever filling, jam, butter, whatever you want, then put all vegetables or whatnot, cheese, paneer, chicken, whatever you want, and then you place one more bread. So if you see, the first layer and last layer are both breads, and between whatever fillings. So your filling is the body. The bread, the first part of the bread and the second part of the bread, right? Both are breads. So if possible, if you can link it to the introduction, the hook that you have provided, that will be really awesome. Even if you don't, there are other ways, but one way of creating a lasting impression will be linking it to the hook, the conclusion part, the last paragraph, linking it to the hook. What will happen? One is, it gives a sense of continuity, because examiner definitely has forgotten into his 50s or late 40s, what was the hook. And then suddenly he's like, arey, very nice, some continuity. It's like a full circle. And also after the hook you have written the thesis. Just before this you have restated the thesis. So it becomes like a proper sandwich. If possible, there is no hard and strict rule that you have to do. This is called as a sandwich method. Sometimes organically you can bring hook back to the conclusion. Sometimes it's not possible. Hook is so unique that nothing is there. Next, if possible do this, then go for this. After this, this. If not, directly go to number 2. Offer an impelling insight or thought-provoking statement, something very impactful. And then craft an impacting closing sentence. Now, this is like a hook in the conclusion. You are just creating further impact, because remember, conclusion is the last thing the examiner reads before awarding you marks. So, offer a compelling insight or a thought-provoking statement and craft an impactful closing sentence. So, you can write a statement, you can write a quote, you can write poetry, relevant poetry. So, anything. You hear no bar, quote, statement, poetry. But it has to be within the scope of the topic, entirety of the topic. Like how I told, hook has to be within the scope of the entirety of the topic. Here, it cannot be just about stepping stones or stumbling blocks. Both should be covered. It cannot be just about simplicity. It has to be about simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. So, entirety of the scope of the topic. And you have to appeal to the emotions of the examiner. Here, that emotions you should appeal. So that, you know, examiner like, okay, take 2-3 marks extra, somewhat like this, like, you know, after reading examiner should be like this, okay, take 4 marks extra, 3 marks extra, you have written very well, lasting impression and sense of completion. So, just to recap here, sandwich method if possible, where you link it back, last paragraph to the hook. But if that is not possible, 2 and 3 are must and should. Otherwise, start with 1, then go for 2 and 3. Some unique statement, unique poetry or a unique quote. Right. Sometimes what happens when you go for poetry, you have batted some poetries, but that is not within the scope of the entirety of the topic. If you write a poetry which is somewhat related, not entirely related, after that write 2-3 more lines, or first write the poetry and then you shift number 2, so that you can, since you are the author, you can link that poetry in your own words to the topic and then conclude. Appeal to the emotions, like using your words. Do not write it is my last attempt, please give me marks. That you will be debarred from your exam. So don't do that. Okay. So you can use poetry, you can use anything, and that will give you a lasting impression. See, ultimately after reading the paragraph, examiner will like, okay, essay is done. The sense of completion should be there. He should like, what, essay got over. Okay, I'm not getting that sense of completion. And I know this will be little hard. The previous one, you'll do it very easily because you all have written a lot of way forwards that using that keywords, right, you will do it aram se. But this thing is little challenging. And this will come again with practice. Lot of practice actually for this. Because if you have to make somebody like this, you have to practice, right? You have to appeal to the emotions while being in the scope of the topic. Because there are a lot of constraints here. Like, you know, you have to be in the scope of the topic. You have to be very impactful. You have to offer something compelling, right? So that will help. Okay. So take on lasting impression and sense of completion. First point, sandwich method. Sandwich method where this paragraph is linked back to the hook. Where this paragraph is linked back to the hook that you have written. See, sandwich method is what I call it, okay? It's not like a universal thing like hook, core, argument and all. It's my analogy, my terminology, okay? Link back to the hook that you have written. Continue. This will make essay a full circle. This will make the essay a full circle and offer sense of completion. And offer sense of completion. Next point. Offer a compelling insight or a thought-provoking statement. Offer a compelling insight or a thought-provoking statement. Take down 2 and 3 as it is, and then I'll elaborate both together. Or 2, 3, 4, both or 2, 3, 4 and 5, everything you take down, then I'll give number 6. 2, 3, 4 and 5, everything you take down as it is, I'll give number 6. Let's take on number 6. You can use quotes, ready-made statements. You can use quotes, comma, ready-made statements, or even poetry in the conclusion. Or even poetry in the conclusion. Next point. If you are using poetry or anything ready-made, which does not properly fits into the entirety of the topic, write 1 or 2 lines further after it, to link it to the topic. So we'll do a final couple of exercises here. Okay. So I want you guys to do both. One paragraph, because summary and thesis statement are very simple. So just 3, 4, 5 in 2 paragraphs. One paragraph where you offer insights for future, and one paragraph where you offer lasting impression and sense of completion. Let's see how many of you make me feel like that. Okay. Bas kar pagle rulayega ka types. Okay. I think for first one I'll give you 10 minutes. After that I'll make it 8 minutes for the next one. We'll go for these topics are all old. We'll go for that one. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path, so that you conclude on a happy note. And then we'll do one for a technical topic. Or we'll first start with a technical topic and come back to a happy topic. Okay. So we'll which technical topic? Agriculture one we are doing, right? So yeah, farming has lost its ability. So insights for future, one paragraph of lasting impression and sense of completion. Take 10 minutes. Time starts now. Farming has lost its the ability to be a source of insights for future. Take 1 or 2 minutes to think, 4 minutes to write each paragraph. Online students, you know to send it to me on my Telegram. Today's session will be slightly extended because we have little bit of flow to be covered also, and last summation of everything and advice for you people. So I'll extend it slightly more than 2.5 hours. Five minutes done, 5 more minutes. Come on, hurry up. Last two. Hurry up, come on. If anybody is done before that, let me know. I will start reading. Done? No? Pass. I'll start reading, others. Yeah, no problem. Even during golden era of India, be it the Guptas or the Vijayanagara, the agriculture existed back then too. Hence, Indian agriculture needs to bring back old wisdom of farming along with using new technology. Hence, both humans and environment are benefit as a whole. So, call for action that Insights for Future is decent enough here. As the quote goes, farmer is the backbone of our country, and we also say Annadata Sukhi Bhava, meaning may the one who feeds be happy and content. As a country, we all need to join hands and make sure that one who feeds us are not left hungry. This just doesn't make us economically stronger. This also achieves the ultimate goal of brotherhood mentioned in our preamble. Everything is good. I think one or two more sentences needed to make it more complete. Impression is coming, but completeness, I think one or two more. This thing. Okay, good. Okay, yeah. Anybody else? Pass. Thus, in order to give insights for, don't mention you are giving insights for future. Okay, no, don't want that. Okay. Thus, in order to give insights for future of farming in India, we need weekly weather forecasting reports to the farmer so that they can plan their cultivation and day-to-day activity. With the help of technology, we can bring changes in the farming. India's green revolution has contributed a lot in overcoming the shortage of food and from starvation, and India is aiming to be the surplus producers of agricultural products. In this way, it can also contribute to the MSME sector. To sum up, with India, though is an agrarian country, 70% of people are dependent on agriculture, and as we know, farmers are the backbone of this country. By using technology, we can increase country's GDP and per capita income of the farmer. GS way forward. Not very impactful. India's economy is agrarian, and majority of Indian farmers are small landowners, and Indian agriculture is mostly dependent on monsoon. Climate change is happening, so unpredicted monsoon, so people are leaving agriculture sector and shifting to industry or tertiary sector. So government of India working for irrigation planning and technological innovation to make Indian agriculture to be sustainable. Again, GS way forward. As more than 40% of Indian population dependent on agriculture for their livelihood, it is better to make them capable with the latest technologies like hydroponics, etc. With all the necessary requirements like credit support, access to tools, etc., as well as alternate livelihood opportunities need to be provided, such as the unskilled factory workers, cooperatives, etc. Overload of information here. Keep it little brief. The history of India linked with agriculture since Indus Valley civilization, and it has contributed a lot to the growth of India. To become a developed country by 2047, agricultural should be treated as the heart of policy making. Almost like a GS way forward. Come on guys, do better. Farming primarily connected with the nature has lot more dependence on how nature is sustaining. It is high time for us to consider that nature is not just an object of protection but a subject with rights to live. Okay, I'll read this again. The nature is not just an object of protection but a subject with rights to live, produce and recreate for itself and a future generation. It is our duty as a whole to look back at our actions in consonance with the nature so that farming can again become sustainable and a source of subsistence for all. It's not just the farming which we need to bring back to its full potential, but the whole ecosystem that supports and sustains on it to thrive. Very beautifully done. Okay, very nicely done. I'll see a couple of online students and go with the next exercise for philosophical topic. Farming, though, is largely attributed to low income, landlessness, etc. It has not completely lost its ability to be a source of subsistence to farmers. With growing population and being the most populous country in the world, farming has the true potential to grow as a food security. Full potential to grow as food security is the base to country's growth. The growing technology can add value to these traditional farming methods, thus making India self-reliable in global supply chains. The changing perspective on farming and more youth entering to the farming, the sector can be a true growth, empowering farmers and making it inclusive brings it true potential of farmers. Empowering farmer is empowering India. Above average, okay. And, it did not seem like GS way forward, but not very complete per se. Farming being the predominant occupation in India, farmer-centric approach, addition of technology in agriculture is the need of the hour. Well, through the ages, whenever agriculture has flourished, civilization has reached its heights. Indian farmers through this approach will be able to achieve subsistence and eradicate the existence of poverty everywhere. Again, good enough, good sense of completion is there, and lasting impression is also there. So, good job. We will do for one technical topic, okay. 9 minutes for that, okay. We'll do that, yeah. Sorry, a philosophical topic. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. So please, more of you make it very impactful. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. We'll read out a couple. And then little bit of flow is remaining, and then we'll go on towards general guidelines, approaches to be taken in tests. Last 4 minutes. Come on, hurry up. Come on, if last minute remaining, if anybody is done, pass. Done? Yeah. Okay, so last exercise. Over centuries, people lost themselves in search of happiness in the wrong paths. It is high time to learn from their mistakes and be happy with what one has been blessed with rather than comparing it with others and reaching happiness in material wealth and other irrational means. Nothing can bring happiness unless and until we are happy from inside, which is highlighted by Dalai Lama. Happiness is on the inside, and happiness inside is the happiness outside. Above average. Okay, not like very impactful. Pass. A man asks a monk, "I want happiness." The monk replies by asking him to remove the word "I" and "want." Meaning, as soon as selfishness and ego of I and me and mine is lost along with desire of wants, happiness remains forever. Awesome. So far. Okay. So far, a man to be happy in the paths of life, he needs to broaden his view beyond himself and reduce his desires over materialistic things which are unlimited. Therefore, it can be said that the happiness is an integral part of us, which is like a diamond in the earth. It is present but needs to be mined and brought into shape and shine. Just like diamond, happiness once understood how to see will be admired and valued and valuable for oneself and others forever. Really good. Started off with very well, but second paragraph is not as impactful as the first one. Yeah, good. Yeah. Next, anybody else? Pass. As paths may be varying from person to person and society to society in spatial and temporal dimensions. Happiness, which have multiple routes to achieve it, should be harnessed. Happiness is the light which to be enlightened in us and spread into others' path. Every step is part of the target, and also journey with its bliss and flowering the path of humankind is ultimate. By rewinding the story of Ekalavya, which we have seen, the importance of enjoying life and excellence to be learned, flower plants to be planted in the path you go for the world to come. Above average again. I'll see a couple of online students if somebody has written very effectively. Life has a way of surprising us and pushing us beyond our comfort zones. It is in those unexpected places and challenges that we often discover strength and resilience, which brings us a sense of completion and happiness. In pursuit of happiness, never make the path a punishment. Never think happiness is the medal we get when we accomplish our goals. Happiness is living today to the fullest, no matter where you stand. Life is good only when you are happy. Happiness is not a destination. Happiness is a way of life. Very brilliantly written. Proper sense of completion, impact, very amazingly written. Almost all people's end goal is to be happy. We can get happiness within ourselves or by outside, that is seeing happiness in others' happiness. Be happy with whatever you have, wherever you are. The person who loves walking will walk further than the person who loves the destination. The same way, the one who is happy with little things in his or her journey will be more happy than the one who is searching for it. Good enough. Okay, good enough. Happiness, though, has been subjective, yet every human being desires it. For some it may be materialistic, for few it may be utilistic, for few it is spiritualistic. The sense of being human to being happy is hidden in accepting the way, modernizing it or changing it with opening new theatres of life and realizing the path. To conclude, in the wishes of God there lies the blessings, in the prayers of a man there lies the calling, in this process of exchanging there lies the happiness. There exists no path to happiness, happiness is the path. Very amazingly written. So, good job, you are learning. Okay, some of the online students were better than the offline students. Alright, so satisfactorily. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about flow. Okay, so now flow is the integral part of the essay. Okay, that's how you differentiate between a essay and a GS answer, right? And ensure that you maintain a proper flow, because remember to arrange your ideas in an orderly fashion, right, and to write effectively. Both things also includes flow there. Okay, to arrange your ideas in an orderly fashion, okay, and to write effectively. Both things will be comprising of flow. There should be a proper flow between dimensions and two dimensions. So just a brief outline that you should follow to maintain a flow is: first create an outline. This is in the brainstorming sheet. Okay, so create a proper outline, number the dimensions in the body. This you take down running notes itself. Okay, it's nothing major. We have already seen this in bits and pieces. Now we are writing it down. Okay, so create an outline. Okay, and ensure that you number that in the brainstorming sheet, and you have to write interconnectedly. That means there should be flow between paragraph to paragraph. So writing interconnectedly means paragraph should not look like huge points, and you have to maintain flow between paragraphs to paragraphs. And one simple way of doing is using connective words. You all went to the list I shared yesterday. I have classified it for arguments which can be used, for counter arguments which can be used, for analysis which can be used, for introduction, transition, paragraph which to be used, for conclusion, summary. Everything is categorized. You can use a few of those, and try and use diverse connectives for both the essays. Do not keep on repeating the same essays, same connectives for both the essays. What will happen is it will make your essay look distinct. How to make your essay look distinct and how to create distinctiveness, we'll further work upon that in our expertise enhancement classes. But for now, one simple way of doing that is using different connectives. Many people pick one and keep the same thing for, or choose a few and then use the same things for entirety of the essay. Okay, no, or entirety of the both the essays. Keep separate ones, because I have given you an entire list, or if you want to add to it, you can make your own connectives which you can. And maintaining paragraph coherence is of paramount importance here. Why? Because without maintaining the coherence of the paragraph, everything will start looking like GS points. Some argument is somewhere, counter argument is somewhere. The example of the argument which you have given, it's not at all being coherent. Doesn't make sense. Counter argument, some other example. So not just between paragraph to paragraph, even between the argument and the example, or analysis and the example, ensure that. So this will ensure some sort of flow in your essays. Connectives have to be used. Okay, do not make your essay look like GS points. And this is what I wanted to tell you guys as part of skill enhancement classes. We have worked almost each and every aspect of the essay, and we have done exercises as well. But the thing is, we have done it in silos. So before that, you wrote the baseline test or mini test 1. So you knew your mistakes. And now we have done exercises to each and every part of the essay. Now you know how the essay is to be written. But the thing is, your actual tests start now. In class, writing in 10 minutes or 8 minutes, it's one paragraph is easy. Now, starting Sunday, we will have the full length test. You will have 2 essays to be written in section A and section B. For the first test, I am not giving you any choice. Okay. Section A will be philosophical topic, section B will be technical topic. You will start off with that. Dates are flexible, so don't worry. But try and write on the same day or as early as possible. And you will meet me for one-on-one feedback come evaluation. Offline students in my office, online students, you can, we'll schedule a session over Google Meet. Once you are done, offline students, once you are done writing the essay, drop me a text, I'll give you an appointment. Online students will schedule a Google Meet session. Okay, same thing. Now, the thing here is, I want you guys to implement all these techniques in your first tests onwards, because this is how you start practicing them, and I'm pretty sure it will not be very refined. There will always be scope for improvement, and that's what the one-on-one sessions are for. Remember, magic does not happen in the classroom. Classroom is just the strategy part, the technique part we are dealing. The magic happens in the one-on-one session, where we sit, where we discuss what else you could have done instead of this, or how what you did could have been better, or whatever things that you might have been written that may be slightly irrelevant, or how to make it more relevant, how to improve. Magic happens only when you write tests. As I had told you in the first session, essay writing is a craft, it's a skill, right? Skill like singing, dancing, swimming. It will only come by practice. That's why I incorporate so many exercises. Without exercises, I could have just delivered this lecture in 2 hours and wrapped up. But when you do the exercises, you will know what is there and what is not there. And you have to further hone your skills. Further hone your skills by still practicing it at your, like both in full length tests, in your mini tests. Okay. Just because full length tests are flexible, do not take mini tests for granted. So the more you write, the better you get at it. There is no particularly rocket science here. Start developing the habit. Tests will be difficult, especially if you are not written too many essays. But nothing in life is easy, right? Everything that seems difficult, the more you practice, the better you get at that. Okay. So scoring 120 is not a destination. Scoring 120 is the path. In the path, you pick up a lot of things there. Okay, and you learn, you make some mistakes, you learn, you write some average things, you get better at that. As simple as that. It's no rocket science, right? I generally end skill enhancement classes by impromptu making up poetry. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so far so good. Let's see if I can do that with you people. I want offline students to give me 2 random words and online students to give me 2 random words. I'll try to make a poetry of that. Let's see how it goes, if I can able to make at least an above average. Okay, you are the judges now. Okay, so see, tables turn, right? So, yeah, online students in the chat box, can you let me know two random words, positive words, so that we can frame a positive poetry. Offline students, give me two words. Anybody, one word, another person, one more word.
Hiatus.
Huh?
Hiatus.
Hiatus is a negative word.
Relief.
You're talking about this hiatus?
Sorry,
Okay, fine. Yeah, one more word. Anybody else?
Compassion.
Huh?
Compassion.
Hey, don't give me ethics words, man. So easy. See, hiatus. Not too complicated also. I should understand the meaning. Success, okay, fine. You're giving me very ordinary words. Okay. Then? Sorry?
Someone who is perfect at something.
Oh, that is very complicated, man.
Enlightenment.
Huh?
Enlightenment.
Fine. Oh, yo. Windows. Okay. Random words. Let's see what I can do with that. Give me a couple of buffers also, so that if it doesn't make, yeah.
What is hiatus?
Hiatus means a break kind of a thing. Yeah.
Like,
Light. L-I-G-H-T. L-I-G-H-T. Okay. Okay. So hiatus, enlightenment, success, Windows, light. And give it a shot. Let's see how it comes. All right, let's see how it's come out. As the window of opportunity opened, resilience put the tough times on a hiatus. The light took away the gloom of setbacks, but we are enlightened enough to know that success is just the beginning. Fair enough? Not bad? Oh, thank you. Yeah, do it. Can do better if more time is given, more words are there. But yes, so be very regular with tests. Yeah, in December we'll have a next set of expertise enhancement classes, but be very regular with the tests. Okay, many of you will have that initial Josh, one test, two tests, and that's when you drift off. I know prelims is will be approaching, especially after December, January, and you have your state prelims also. Okay, not a huge fan of it, but that doesn't mean you compromise, because I have told you the only way to improve is tests. The more regular you are with the tests, the better you improve with that, right? If you have any doubts, I'll take you. Otherwise, we will end this session. All right. Take care, and please be in a regular touch with me with your tests. Okay. As long as you can be in regular touch, I think you will do good. All the very best. Thank you. No, it's like you can use a multiple.